Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of Yoleno TV. Once again, I'd like to say thank you so much for those who've been supporting our channel. Please, if you're not subscribed, please support this channel by subscribing. Give us a like. You can hit the notification bell so that every time we upload a video, you will always become the first person to get notified. Now, MILLIE ODHIAMBO has decided to come guns blazing on Kimani Ichungwa. Mind you, Kimani Ichungwa is the majority leader of the National Assembly. So there was a debate on this Hustlers Fund, and whereby in that debate, MILLIE ODHIAMBO decided to rise, and in her argument, she decided to link this Hustlers Fund to Fuliza Fund. So how does Fuliza Fund operate? I think Fuliza Fund operates on the basis of, credit rating and how frequent you use M-Pesa. So based on your transactions, then your limit is set for you by M-Pesa Fuliza.
That I am the naysayer that Honorable Kimani Ichungwa was referring to, unapologetically. And Madam Speaker, I want to say that I do not support the Financial Inclusion Fund as regulations as currently crafted. We do know for sure that we need to include majority of Kenyans, and I don't like using the word, what is it again, hustler? I don't want to use it because it's a very abused word. I'm a person that most of my life I've worked on the issue of inclusion, and I think this is a fund that is being used to abuse that category of persons. Madam Speaker, the reason why I want to say, and I want to reiterate what other members have said, is that this is actually Fuliza by another word, and it will end up harming majority of the women and youth in this country.
So Fuliza was brought so that one could be able to utilize funds that they don't have. For instance, if I have 4,500, I can be able to buy anything as long as I don't surpass that mark, because I will not be allowed to surpass that mark because I can only spend up to that mark. So the mere fact that Fuliza was brought about easing some things for most Kenyans, and then now you could buy something that with the money that you didn't have. So it was like a credit note kind of. So what MILLIE ODHIAMBO was trying to refer to, she was basically referring to Hustlers Fund as a Fuliza Fund. But you know, somewhere along the line, there are some details that MILLIE ODHIAMBO released. But before we get to that details of what MILLIE ODHIAMBO released, please allow me to share with you a video of a past campaign whereby the Kenya Kwanza were doing campaigns and how they used to front this Hustlers Fund. And I remember in one of the campaigns, they said that Hustlers Funds will not have interest in it. So during that campaign, it was as if it would be like some kind of grant. Unapewa pesa unatumia, then unalipa serikali interest free. That was the idea. So I think that is the reason why most Kenyans welcome this Hustlers Fund idea. But then soon after election, there was some, flip-flopping of these policies regarding Fuliza, whereby we found there was a time when the president said that utalazimika sana kulipa, utalazimika kusave kama ile NSSF ndio upewe hii mkopo, kwamba hautapewa kama au save. Those are some of the remarks that used to be made, but let me share with you a video.
Yes. So serikali ya Kenya Kwanza, na nazungumza kwa niaba ya viongozi wenzangu hapa, tumesema watu wengi kama wewe, wamama mboga wengi kama wewe, na wafanyabiashara wengine wengi wanaofanya biashara ndogo ndogo Kenya, wanaitwa micro and small enterprise, wale wa chini, ambao kwa sasa wanakopa pesa kwa riba ya juu sana. So tumesema establish, serikali ya Kenya itatengeneza hazina maalum inayoitwa Hustler Fund. Na hiyo Hustler Fund tutaweka pesa ya serikali shilingi bilioni 50. Na hiyo bilioni 50 tutawapatia wafanyabiashara kama wewe bila interest, without interest, bila hiyo interest ambayo umesema.
During campaigns, the idea was hakutakuwa na interest. But if you look at what MILLIE Odhiambo is saying in Parliament, then MILLIE Odhiambo has come out guns blazing, saying that, why don't you give Kenyans what you promised them? That means what is required of this Hustlers Fund is that for you to be eligible, you must save. You have to save. Then, when you're being given these funds, for instance, 500, that is the example that MILLIE Odhiambo used, 500, then that means the government will first of all take a particular amount from that 500, and then there will be 8% interest charged on that loan. So then how is this going to help Kenyans? If you can be given 500 based on your credit ratings, then how is it going to boost your business?
Madam Speaker, if you are saying that you are giving 500 Kenya shillings, and out of these 500 Kenya shillings, there's an amount that is automatically removed, and then you have 8% again removed, what the hell are you remaining with, Madam Speaker? Even this money is not even enough to purchase the fund that it should be receiving this money. Even if you are talking about Mulika Mwizi, you cannot even buy that fund to even receive this money. So this is actually, if you ask me, a cash cow that some people are trying to use to steal money from Kenyans. Madam Speaker, I don't understand why what we had started in the last parliament, we could have continued with it, which is consolidating all the government funds, including the WESO fund, and reforming them so that it better serves Kenyans.
So this Hustlers Fund has been a subject of debate lately, and I think I'm one of those few Kenyans who find that the government is shortchanging Kenyans. What was promised was like heaven on earth, but what's being delivered is like a hotel on earth. When this promise was made, most of those people that form the hustlers bracket are the people like Mama Mboga, people like Boda Boda, people like matatu drivers, matatu touts, cleaners in the streets. Those people clean. You know, the people that form the hustlers are many. That bracket is composed of so many people. I think it's more than 50% of the composition of people in the Republic of Kenya. They form hustlers. So the Hustler Fund was supposed to boost your business. Like for instance, if I have a business that I used around 20,000 to start, so how is 10,000 going to support my business? That is one of the things that is bedeviling this promise by the Kenya Kwanza government, the promise of Hustlers Fund. Maybe this dream will not be realized. Maybe it will not work. Then how will the government track those people who default? That is still a bone of contention here in this, because the CRB listing was something that the president decided to, favor Kenyans on, because watu wale ambao watolewa kwa CRB inamaanisha serikali ilifanya kazi nzuri sana, kwa sababu most of these mobile loan companies zilikuwa zinatesa wa Kenya sana. Unapata kwamba umepewa loan, hii loan unalipa kwa mwezi mmoja, hii mwezi mmoja umepata changamoto, umeweka kwa CRB tayari. Sasa the government did something very good, something commendable by deciding to issue that directive on CRB. But then the problem is, then how will the government contain this chaotic loaning and how loans will be paid? I think there's going to be a problem, because I remember sometimes back the government said hakutakuwa na committee. That is what the president said, hakutakuwa na committee. Inamaanisha there will be nobody to follow you up. The app will follow you up. You'll be given credit ratings based on how you perform. So the challenge is going to be to those people who live in the reserve, those people who are not informed, they don't have handsets, those are the people who are going to suffer. But that is just a story for another day. So ladies and gentlemen, do you think the Hustlers Fund will work? Do you think it will work? Do you think the promise that the Kenya Kwanza team or campaign team made during their campaigns is what is being delivered? Kindly show your thoughts up below the comment section there. But until we meet again for another analysis, I'd like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed.